Was that the sort of thing that you would have welcomed, you would have recommended, congressional investigations into terrorism?
Well, we're all for more transparency in governance, but the investigations on Capitol Hill tend to have to be politically influenceable a lot more than the independent kind of inspector general audited investigations in the executive branch. And usually Congress's role is to provide oversight, and oversight happens after the fact. So at this stage, even calling for a congressional investigation influences the investigation that has just begun inside the United States Army and the Pentagon and further out in the executive branch.
But when you spoke to these bodies, were you convinced that they would not be unduly influenced by any political goings-on on Capitol Hill?
Yes, they definitely made that very clear to us, that they were going to be conducting as honest an investigation and as fair an investigation to all the parties involved, including United States military servicemen and women. They had on the call last Friday a National American Muslim Veterans Association that has been in the picture for many years, since 9/11, advising the federal government on these issues in the Pentagon. There's a lot of sensitivity to engagement with American Muslim communities all across the country, because the United States military needs a whole lot of assets and resources and skill sets that are very much available in the American Muslim community.
Well, what do you make of the reports we've been getting, often from U.S. officials, anonymous officials? And we had a number just in the last few hours, and frankly, we weren't really able to put them all together. One U.S. official saying that the major had links to a blogger who had denounced U.S. policies as anti-Muslim. Another wire, which we were never sure whether that was connected, said that he had links to Al-Qaeda, or talked to people who had links to Al-Qaeda. Again, another anonymous official. How seriously should we take these? What's going on, do you think?
Well, what usually happens in the national security infrastructure here in the United States is when some people are feeling a little disgruntled that their points of views are not the majority or the dominating viewpoints of their colleagues inside the bureaucracy. They choose to leak information. All of these anonymous tips, whether on this story or in previous stories, if people are not willing to add their names to it, then the media should be very cautious in reporting them. As the United States Army Chief of Staff, which is the highest position in our country for the Army, said on Sunday, all of this speculation based on anecdotal information, it has a detrimental effect in disenfranchising and creating a sense of suspicion of American Muslims inside the United States military, which in the Army alone is approximately 3,000. Across all the armed forces, almost 15,000 is said.
Has your group detected any sign of backlash there?
Of course. My foundation's chairman is actually a West Point graduate and a decorated combat veteran, and comes from a very long multi-generational tradition of service to the country in the armed forces. And he has been reaching out to a lot of Muslim veterans, and they've been emailing us about the media pressure, the societal pressure. When you join the armed forces, you're not an activist to be correcting misperception in the larger society. That's not your role. But at the moment, there's a whole lot of fishing expeditions being conducted by either political activists, pundits online, or unfortunately some legislators.
And thank you very much.